Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and a very good morning to our respected supervisor, Puan Nik Nurmalini binti Nik Mahdi, and our respected examiner, Dr. Adi Aizat bin Yajid. So before I'm going to explain and present my final year project, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Syazeera binti Bachisham. My metric number is A17A0509. So the title of my final year project is Factors Toward the Successful Implementation of Reverse Logistic in the Malaysian Companies. So now we jump into the introduction, and I'm going to explain more about the introduction. Reverse logistics is a for all operation related to the reuse of products and materials. It is the process of moving goods from their typical final destination for the purpose of a capturing value or proper disposal. Through this study, the researcher fully focuses on the factors contribution of cost, human resources, and the government legislation that could have in the success of implementation, the distribution of reverse logistic activities in a Malaysian logistic company. So for the abstract, reverse logistics known as a component from a preserve environment waste management problems, which is yet to be detected in a several developed country through logistics process. This study is a purposely to identify the factors contribution of cost, human resources, and a government legislation influencing the successful toward the implementation of a reverse logistic in the Malaysian companies. Then all the data variable will be summarized through IBMSPSS application. The result will be the, the result shows that there was a positive relationship between the contribution of cost and the implementation of reverse logistics. To the objectives of this project. Okay, first objectives of this final year project is to investigate whether the contribution of costs could significantly help influence the implementation of a reverse logistic in the Malaysian companies. Second, to investigate whether the human resources could significantly help influence the implementation of a reverse logistic in the Malaysian companies. And the third is to investigate whether the government legislation could significantly help influence the implementation of reverse logistic in a Malaysian company. So for the conceptual framework, contribution of cost, human resources, and a government legislation is representative of the IV or independent variable. Meanwhile, for the successful toward implementation of reverse logistic, representative for the uh, dependent variable or DV. So for now, we move to the methodology of the project. For the data analysis, we use the IBM SPSS. Meanwhile, for the data collection method, we use the questionnaire. And for the sample size, we use about the 254 respondents. Research design, we use the quantitative method. Now we jump into the result of the number of a hypothesis. For the hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2, and hypothesis 3, all the results are accepted, which is the significant value is 0.000, which is less than significant value of a 0.005. So meanwhile, for the recommendation, first organ, first the organization could use this research as a material to improve their service quality. Second, the quality of a reverse logistic process could be conducted cross institutional benchmarking. Third, due to the mother nature matter, this recycle application need attention from the government for the best of country environment. For the fourth, the company pay attention and a lot of investment on the financial, skilled workers and the support from all parties for better reverse logistic process. And for the conclusion, in the conclusion, the result from the running data analysis is corresponding with the objectives stated by the researcher. The researcher discovered the factors that influencing success of implementation, reverse logistic contribution of cost, human resources, and the government legislation. Researchers also discovered the government legislation is the most influence factors to implementation of reverse logistics. Even though the study focuses on a small sample size, it is my hope that this research will serve as a platform future research that covering bigger population, which will be more information. All the presentation from me. Thank you for listening.